Okay, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Please like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Please hit that share button, and please let's get up to 300 subscribers. We are 9 away. This is going to be a short stream, but we're going to be taking a look at some of the details on Erin, and just stay tuned. Thank you. Okay, you guys, just one moment while we are streaming here. I will be probably on here for at least about a half an hour. That's the goal here. We're going to try and be here for a half an hour. This is an update on Erin, as we're going to be taking a look at Erin. Thank you guys for 291 subscribers. We are almost up to 300 subscribers. The goal is today to hit 300 subscribers. But matter of fact, let's start taking a look at Tropical Storm Erin. All right. So we already have a few people watching. We're going to get my epic pen, and we're going to kind of go over this pretty nicely, but smooth but fast, if you know what I mean. We have to get through it just a little bit faster today because I have work around 11. But as we take a look here, this is Erin. There it is, Erin. This is 15 degree latitude. Erin is not there yet, but we are getting awfully close to 16. Even going under 16. I do think if the track continues to be this general southwest movement, I think it can get awfully close under 16, because then what happens with the track there? We have some outliers where this has continued to trend less and less. East of Bermuda, this scenario has kind of trended last year. That is not going to happen. Okay. Well, I'm starting to see now in the latest 0 the 6Z and the 0Z, we're now starting to see it trend back where it kind of goes north of the islands and actually then starts making that turn like this. This scenario is scenario 2, and this is scenario 1, and this is scenario and a half, where it kind of does the both, and then it goes like that. Those are the scenarios 1, 2, and 3. Right now, the National Hurricane Center is between 2 and 3, but I do think currently we are going to be potentially watching. Interesting. Are you guys seeing my? If you are. Is anyone's chat working? I don't know why, but the chat's not working. We're at 292. Okay, the chat's working now. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe and share with your friends and family. We are now 8 subscribers away from 300. The goal is to get to 300. But this is that scenario where Erin could go. This is another area where we're gonna have to watch in the Bay of Campeche. That could actually bring some rain impacts into Texas, and we know what these little investments do, big time rain. But also we are also watching the main development region back in here, where there's some more tropical waves coming off. We're now at 5 likes. We're already crushing it here. Here you guys are. Hello, hello. I love you guys. Jordan, we see your drawings in the Atlantic Basin. Okay, good. So those are the scenarios I am right now. The models are on. This is possible. As scenario 2 is trending, you guys. Yeah, it's working. Hello, hello. Nice seeing you guys. We're already at 6. We're doing already great on this stream. We're actually already only 5 minutes in. That's pretty crazy. But this is the scenario I think I'm going to go with. Scenario 2. And we're going to be talking about more about that in the models today. This is going to be about a 20 more minute video. Maybe a little bit more. I do have work once again at 11. And then we'll definitely be streaming tonight. Pat's Path Predictor, by the way, is not going to be streaming tonight. So in that case of matter, or when I come home from work, we're going to try and do 18Z. It'll probably be pretty much done, but then we'll be doing 0Z. Is Erin going to be a hurricane? Yes, Erin will be a hurricane soon. It is going to be a matter of time until Erin starts strengthening more quickly. I do think that is the most likely. So right now we're at 45 miles an hour, moving west. I would say right now it's having a little bit jog of a west-southwest movement, but right now it's moving 20 miles an hour. That's pretty fast for a tropical cyclone. But this is the discussion, and then we're going to get right into the models here. Deep convection is redeveloping intermittently over the western portions of air and circulation. This is, remember, the 5 a.m. update. This is a little bit outdated. A rather ragged looking appearance with limited convection banding features that is slowly improving. There has appeared to be some western easterly shear over the storm at this time. Subject Dorvax classification are a little below tropical storm strength. And objective intensity estimates from UWSM is generally 35 to 40 knots in range. That's about 40. They're going to keep it around 40 knots. That's 45 miles an hour. All right. Based on these estimates, the advisory will remain at that. I do agree. Erin has not been able to strengthen significantly for the past couple days, likely due to marginal SSTs. This has been going over 26 and 27 degrees. SST anomalies, but as we continue throughout tonight, it will be getting in more favorable waters, and as we get into more juicier waters and ocean heat content, it's going to be mixing out that dry air more likely. Okay. And a relatively dry mid to lower troposphere air mass, however, is expected that the system environment will gradually become more conducive for intensification over the next 2 days. Become more conducive for, in particular, Erin will be traversing probably into warmer waters, likely a little less environment of substance. The official intensity forecast is similar to the previous, to call a hurricane later this week. There it is, your question. It is answered. Also, this is also supported by the correct model consensus and HECA and Google Deep Model Guidance. Although the center is may not easy to be located, it is estimated to be cyclone continuing its generally westward track at about 20 miles an hour. A strong low to mid-level ridge is situated to the north of Erin. In a few days, slight weakness develops in the begin and move west-northwestward, a slightly slower forward speed in a couple days. Also, sorry about that, you guys. That my voice is like this is because I'm not drinking too much water right now. We are at 8 already likes. Let's get that up even more. We are doing great already this stream. We are crushing it. We're at 293 subscribers. We're only 7 away from 300. Once again, you guys have been doing an awesome, and now we're at 294 subscribers. Let's keep it going. We are crushing it here in this one. We already have gained quite a few. 3 subscribers. Let's keep it going, but Tonight we will be going live big time. So if you guys are new, please stay tuned. Please subscribe. Stay tuned to tonight, as it's going to be a pretty long stream, as there's still a chance that it can hit lands. John, that's a very big question as of right now. I'm not going to say completely no, but as of right now, it looks like it's going to be going out to sea. But it will be bringing impact, especially into some of the latest model guidance. Has probably tropical conditions for the northern Western Antilles and northern Puerto Rico. Also, we have been seeing a trend in the 6Zs and 0Zs closer to the Bahamas and then that curve. That's another possibility that we're going to have to wait and see and watch. So stay tuned for that. Let me keep reading this. A track guidance is fairly good agreement. The official forecast is close to the HCC solution is on the southern side of the forecast suit. This reminder the National Hurricane Center have an average of an area of 120 to 180 on north miles. At the 4 and 5 day future adjustments to the forecast is still possible. They do say this Erin could move close enough to the Leeward and Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico over the weekend to produce some impacts on those islands. However, the magnitude of those impacts are still unknown, and interest there should be continue to be monitored. There is even a greater uncertainty in the what impacts might occur in the portions of the Greater Antilles, the Bahamas, and the east coast of the United States and Bermuda next week as we approach the climatology peak of the hurricane season. This is opportune time. Ensure your prep is there. And then they have about 50 miles an hour, 60, 65, 75, 85, 100, 115, and 115. I do think that could be generally stronger. Concern for family on the east coast in South Carolina. Thank you. Right now, it looks like we'll be going out to sea, and no problem, you guys. This is what I'm here for, to help you guys out on this. We are already crushing it here. The public advisory, they don't really do that much. Yeah, that was the 5 a.m. Okay. So now I want to take a look at the... we're going to take a look at the satellite imagery. And then we're going to take a quick look at the models. And then we'll probably wrap it up here. So this is the GOES meter, mesoscale convection. And this is already to this morning. By the way, this is a pretty small system. This is not anywhere of a large system. This has been a pretty small system since it has formed. But there it is. We have dry air getting into it. How can you tell is because this side of the storm is pretty much dried out. That is shown in the models, and especially in the hurricane models. But we are getting a little bit better in agreement where we could be seeing a shrimp-like look because we're starting to see that convection build up on the northern side, and then it's trying to wrap around in the CDO, and that's a very big possibility. Hey, Nato Adams, hello. Where is the low-level center? Right now, actually, deep though the thunderstorm convection is now just barely north of 16. So it looks like this storm is continuing to move south, and we're going to be taking a look at that in the model guidance. Let's get this a little bit skinnier here, and let's get this in. So we can tell we do have very good banding features trying to develop here. Look at that, another banding feature right there. We also even have another one right there. What we see right here is generally we do got winds doing like this here. This is where I will say the center is. Kind of wraps back in here. We also have good banding features here now. Looks like the low-level center is continuing to get pushed into that deeper thunderstorm convection to the south. That's what I think is going to happen, and then gradually it's going to evolve and develop throughout tonight and today. We have hit 10 likes. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. That's awesome that you guys are enjoying this 15 minutes in, and we are already crushing it. You can also see right there, I would say the general low pressure right now would be generally right here. That's where I will say the low pressure is. We are still above 16, but I think this is getting pushed quite with the convection. So we're going to have to watch if this does continue to get below 16th latitude. We take a look at the faster. Let's take a look at that. Just in one moment, you guys. This is the short wave here. Hey. Don't be concerned, be prepared. That's what I like to say in these case scenarios. Look at that. Look at that. We started out with probably a low pressure above here. Alright? We have greatly moved that low pressure. Wait. Let me I would say the low pressure is generally here. So we have definitely seen a southward movement here on this storm. Look at that. Boom. We have generally shifted southwest as of right now. There has been a jog to the southwest. So I'm going to keep an eye out on. Alright, we're going to start taking a look at some of the models. We're going to be actually taking a look at the latest Euro ensembles and the models. The latest Euro is actually very interesting on 6Z. Not too greatly there, but we're going to get into the viewing area. So there it is in the next almost, let's go 48 hours out. This is already a much more moist atmosphere storm. This is a much bigger atmosphere storm. We are now 5 away from 300 subscribers. Let's hit it before the end of the stream. That would be awesome if we can hit that before the end of the stream. Moving further south. Yes, it is, John. Erin might get to Cat 4 status. It is very possible. As we continue, it looks like we start going that west-northwest. But one thing I'm starting to notice is once we get to 20 north, it starts heading west. And it even jogs a little bit south while it's strengthening. And at this point, we're talking about a Cat 1 hurricane, okay? This is a C1. This is for a Category 1 hurricane at this point in the next 3 days. So this could go a little bit faster. But if we take a look at, this is the last run, and this is the latest run. It's a little bit more south, and we go from there, look at that. And then we could kind of see this greatly in the next a little bit. This becomes a Category 2 hurricane. And look at the islands here. We are dealing with some of the effects right here. Some rain bands, some yellows, greens, tropical storm wind gust across the islands here. possible and some wave action going on. And then we can generally see here the storm move west, and it kind of goes north pretty good here around a category 2, and then it starts to strengthen just north of the islands. So latest model here has it generally moving like this on the Euro. Does bring impacts into the islands, but it's still a little far north to bring some. Did she slow down? Yesterday when we were talking, it was at 22 miles an hour. Today we're at 20 miles an hour, but I think that updated in the morning. So, not greatly, but we'll have to wait and see as the day goes on. There you go, scene. You can tell that it moves west, a little bit north, and then it kind of goes west-northwest here. And look how much closer it is to even to the Bahamas. We are pretty much around a strong category 2 hurricane here. We take a look at the 0Z run. And yeah, we were all the way over here. So I want you to take a look at that. Look at that. Boom. Look at that southern shift there. A lot more of a southern shift on the latest Euro. That would put this as it could do something like this on the latest Euro, because 0Z Euro, if we take a look at that, had it generally moving in that direction, and it was a no impacts to Bermuda, and then it had it generally moving like that. So something to keep an eye out on. You guys, we are 4 subscribers away from 300. Let's get to 300 in the next 10 minutes. Let's do it. I know we can do it here. We are crushing it here. Also, the icon has trended also with the 6Z and 0Z run here. If we take a look at that. Look at that. Boom. Even a little bit stronger, but look at that. The shift. The shift has continued in the last few runs. And it does also bring some showers and thunderstorms, even some tropical storm wind gusts across the northern portions of the islands on the latest icon here. And then it actually goes a little bit west, and then it actually really deviates even closer to the Bahamas as a category 2 hurricane here than the European. If we looked at the European, it's pretty close, but the icon's a little bit more pushed. I see that the Hurricane Center has marked the disturbance near Mexico. Yeah, they have. It's not going to form, you guys. There's no big... Is there a chance that this is direct impacts for New England? No, there is going to be no impacts to New England. No impacts to New England. So, only if everything changes. Once again, we are 3 subscribers away now from 300. We are almost there, you guys. Let's keep it going. We are crushing it here. That was that model, the GFS, and then we can look at the hurricane models and then wrap it back up, because I probably have another like 5 to 10 more minutes on the stream, because now I'm going to have to get ready for work, pretty much. Latest GFS, a little bit more south, but it's still more push. You can tell it's a lot more north. and then it honestly just hits Bermuda direct on with a Cat 4 hurricane. I'm not buying the GFS, and the National Hurricane Center also disagreed the GFS out of its latest cones lately. So that's something to keep an eye out on. The European APHIS is another model that's been pretty consistent, showing a pretty close impact and moving a little bit more to the west, and actually gets awfully close to the Carolinas, where we can actually see on the across the outer banks here tropical storm watches, maybe even warnings there on the latest APHIS, about 100 to 200 miles off the coast, but pretty close, and it's been kind of showing that for quite a bit now. Let's get to 15 likes. I am watching you guys, everything. We are, once again, 3 subscribers away from 300. I believe in you guys. On the APHIS. Let's take a look at the European model here. I want to take a look at the latest trend. That's in 24 hours. So let's go into 6 hours from now. This is Wednesday. We take a look at the 0Z compared to the... Wow. Once again, it continues it. Boom. Oh. That was last run. This is 6Z run. They're now generally more southwest in here. That's interesting that the models continue to show that movement. Now let's go a little bit faster here. Let's take it to 24 hours out. And yeah, we are 0Z. 0Z, we were here. The 6Z are here. So a little bit faster. This is 2 days from now, and you can tell it generally starts that northwestward move, that west-northwest movement. And strengthening also. Let's go out. Let's zoom out. Let's zoom out. Alright. So we take a look at 0Z compared to the newest Z. Interesting. It actually might be a little farther off. No. Let's go into 84 hours out. Look at that big spread, though. We even get one that's a little bit weaker that goes right into the islands. 0Z had it over there. 6Z had it a little bit quicker. That's the thing what I've been noticing. 120 hours out. Let's go look at that. 100. Wow. Look at that, you guys. We are much closer to the Bahamas now. Look at that. Look at that movement. We take a look at the 0Z run compared to 6Z. And they have generally trended more over here. And then we take a look at that full 144 hours out. And let's zoom. Let's do this. 0Z. 6Z. More concentrated further west. So that's something to keep your eyes out on. We've been streaming for now 30 minutes. Yeah, you see that? 11 a.m. comb is out. She's going so fast. Alright, the cone's out. We'll take a look after this. Let's zoom out here. Let's take a look at the last runs. Yeah, a little bit more push on the latest one. Yep, I know. Pretty crazy, is it? Yeah. The G, I'm not looking at that. We'll be taking a look at the cone. Icon is, yeah. I'm gonna keep an eye on this while I'm at work. I won't be able to get you guys to update you until later this evening. Are you sure the National Hurricane Center is out? Let's reload the page here. You guys, I do not see it. I might be a little delayed. I don't see the cone. Let's re-update this. One moment. Oh, it's not out yet. Okay. Sorry. You guys made it seem like it was. Alright, so now let's take a look at the satellite imagery. Let's look at Mesoscale. We're going to look at this, and then I'm going to be ending the stream here. So thank you guys for all your support. Let's just take a quick look at that. I'm interested in what's going to be happening by later tonight. That's going to be a big... We'll have to wait and see. So that's going to wrap it up, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you guys for almost making it to 300. The goal is still to make it to 300 today. I will be going live because Pat's Path Predictor is not going to be live tonight. So I will be live and doing a lot of the coverage tonight. So please stay tuned. Please like.